believe it or not, right after this post here, it turns into Mexico, so we're good to go.
Right over the curb. Love it.
Yeah. Honestly, was thinking about not doing it, but I said, screw it, we gotta get it done. Machine shop's coming in Wednesday, so hopefully end of the week we'll have the block machined up and ready to put back together. I have everything else I need, so basically once the block's machined, I am waiting on the rods, but we should have those by the end of the week.
They said a couple day turnaround for that, or?
Yeah, so he told me no more than a week, but I'm figuring if I get it to him Wednesday, worst case Monday, you know what I mean? I'm being optimistic.
Yeah, he's very optimistic, but I like it.
Realistically, all he's doing is boring 4 holes and hot tank, and I can't imagine it really taking that long.
What are we doing here? Taking the oil pan off?
Oil pan, the lower plastic one, and the, yeah, I know it's crazy, plastic oil pan.
Gross.
And then, and then this upper aluminum one comes off, and do some connecting rod bolts, pull it out. The balance shafts do have to come out before it goes to the machine shop, but regardless, you know, pistons, rods, balance shafts, maybe a couple odds and ends I'm gonna find when I'm in there, but you know, crank sensor's still in there, that's gonna come out, this pressure switch, whatever it is, But
yep.
I kind of really want to see how the bearings look and all that stuff.
Yep,
you know,
definitely. So
basic stuff.
Let's crack into it.
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, what are you hearing over here?
So upon further inspection, we flipped the engine over, and as soon as I flipped it, I heard a rattle noise, and I said, uh-oh. So then if you listen real close, we'll take the pin out so that's not gonna jingle in your way. Something's in there, but honestly, now that I think about it, I think I already know what it is, and I think I'm overreacting. It's probably just the oil pump chain that's now dangling there. Might have just overreacted. It's just sounded like a chunk of bearing material just went bananas, but
well,
we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Leave you guys on the hook for a little bit.
That's what we need. Suspense. That's what we need. Suspense. Basically, we already pulled the upper oil pan, or technically it's now lower, but the aluminum oil pan, secondary, whatever you want to call it. And now we have the engine pretty much ready to pull the rods and pistons right out of it, loosen up the con rod bolts. It's amazing how well this thing spins over. So we're going to go ahead and pull the connecting rod caps one at a time, pull them out, put them aside in order, and then we're going to spin the crank, see how that feels, then we'll pull the mains out. We're gonna get a glimpse in a minute, so let me go ahead and pull these out, and then we'll go from there. Pistons are all out. Didn't see really anything out of the ordinary. It looked very good. This is showing me to be more of a take it apart before it breaks versus what I thought was already broken. But we still have the head to take apart to see anything wrong there. So regardless, the next step really is pull the crank out, sort everything nice and clean and organized, or you should be at least. To see
organized.
It's an organized mess, okay? There's a lot of boxes there.
That's just making sure that the Beetle doesn't get anything S3 related.
I don't want to get anything over there. I actually saw a 10 mil on the ground and I was like, is that for the bug or the S3? You know?
Next thing you know, the bug's gonna get the S3
3
head.
pounds of boost later, and here we go. We're gonna definitely get a nice new set of bearings, polish up the crank the right way. Everything's getting done right, you know what I mean? Could we just slap it all together? Of course we could, but we're doing this right. We're aiming for like 600 wheel on E85, so we'll see.
So what are we doing now?
Pull the mains, pull the crank.
Hell yeah. Let's get going.
Stay tuned. All right, so we'll go ahead and loosen up the connecting rod caps. Now, I don't really want to get into details. You guys can do them however you want. I like to put a feeler gauge on these just so that you don't, you know, max out the clearance and then you hit the rod bearing when you're tightening it or loosening it. These are coming apart. I got different rods, different bearings. The crank's getting polished, and honestly, I'm gonna send it, so. Anyways, we'll crack this loose. 1/8 of a turn, same deal with this. 1/8 of a turn, another 1/8, another 1/8, and now we're loose. So now we'll go ahead and zip this out with my handy dandy zip gun, call it what you will, impact gun, whatever. Now I'm gonna loosen this one all the way out, and then this one here, I'm gonna loosen it a little bit, push it, and it releases that rod cap. Now I can take this all the way out, put this down. I'm gonna put these in order, so this one, if you look at that rod bearing, it actually doesn't look that bad. It looks weird, the color, but if I give it a little wipe, let's get a fresh towel.
Your towel.
Handy dandy towel. Now, I'm gonna give it a little wipe right there. There is some heat marking,
Okay.
but there's still factory machine marks there. This doesn't really show any wear, and I was not expecting to see any, considering how well this ran. So, number one, pulled it out. Everything looks good so far.
She giving birth. Push.
Honestly, Jib, you're actually right. Put one hand under the. Actually, I don't want you to get dirty just for this.
Oh, is that boy or girl?
All right, let's get a look at this. You're good right there. The skirt doesn't really show much wear at all. Looks actually really well.
Yeah, definitely.
It did get rid of some of that whatever German
Still
coating.
A lot of it's there. I bet my Subaru's already worse.
But honestly, doesn't look like a bad piston.
Oh, no,
The
maybe a
rings,
little bit.
the ring lands, all that stuff. Everything looks just about in check. To me, this looks pretty cool. It's a good time to pull it apart right when I did.
Cool. We'll put the rest on time lapse and inspect all of them.
We'll pull all the bores and we'll show you what happens.
Yep.
Alright, so I just wanted to show anyone who's doing this how you get these mains out without going crazy, you know, special crazy tools, that nonsense. So it's kind of like you can't just pull on them. I mean, it's pretty, they're pressed in there. So basically what I do, and I've done this with many things, you guys have probably done this with cam caps and such, put both of your bolts in, don't put them all the way in, just before they touch, one this way, one that way, and you can just wiggle them and pull up. And then the main cap will just come right out. Very patiently pull up on it. Nice and easy back and forth. And then you have it out. I'm not holding it, the bolts are. I'm gonna put my hand under it. Do not drop it. Don't try that at home if you're not careful. And then just a little show of the bearing. Again, I'm gonna wipe that off with a nice clean towel. I don't have one, but anyways, promise you, it's clean. That's
Yeah.
all dirty because I'm touching it.
It's better than the rod bearings, honestly.
It's clean.
Even in the middle.
Honestly, you know what? I might as well show you this one with a nice clean towel, because then I'm gonna skip to pulling the crank out. But yeah, no, they're actually very clean.
Wow.
Again, that polishing is it wearing in. Again, nothing wrong with it, but we might have lost a pound of oil pressure, if any, across all of my wear, but that is pretty much brand new. I could easily reuse that and it won't really matter, but you gotta do brand new stuff. You can't sleep at night if you're putting this stuff back in.
All right, Dave, again there.
All right, so all the mains came out. We're gonna pull the crank right out right now. And be gentle, gentle, gentle. Let's try to keep this medium bore. You know what I mean? Keep one up, one down. Pay close attention. Nice and gentle. I'm gonna put the crank, oop, don't drop it, whatever.
Throw it over there.
Just chuck it. This is gonna spin right here, and we're pretty good at it. Let it sit. Don't let anyone touch it. Those things are, that's a $1,000 crank, believe it or not. So, anyways, we'll pull the thrust washers out of the way so we can spin this over for you guys and show you the cylinder walls and all the bearings if you want to take a peek. Right over here. Yeah, I'm gonna wipe it real quick so you can see it. Now we can go ahead and show you guys the walls. So that's pretty much, it looks like brand new, I'm not gonna lie. Yep. If you look here, you actually can see a little bit of wear, like a little bit of that polish mark, but you're gonna see that with anything that's got 100,000 miles on it. So no scoring, no none of that. All right, let's flip this puppy over real quick. All right, so now you can actually see, you know, it's got 100K on it, but
Still see the cross hatching.
you can still see some cross hatching. There is a little bit of weirdness in the cylinder wall. Yeah, you can just take that. But it's still got some on there. Honestly, it's got a little bit of wear on it, yeah. So it did burn about a half a quart every oil change, so it's expected.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, for a car that we're cranked up that much, it's pretty cool. But honestly, this thing's ready to go to the machine shop once we pull the balance shafts, so we're pretty much there. I'll have it apart tonight. You guys aren't gonna see that, but tomorrow's Tuesday, I'm not gonna be around. Wednesday, I'll be at the machine shop, and you guys are gonna be seeing this thing when the pistons go back in it, probably next week.
Hell yeah.
So, but till then, I mean, we look like we got everything all ready to go. So
Cool.
Stay tuned for when we reassemble it. Jib, what are we about to do right now?
I think our first launch, honestly. I don't think I've launched it yet.
Alright, so
Finally see how well it holds up, so and if it can survive this, then next step's the track. I feel like it needs a street launch before it just goes right to a track launch.
So we're going up to the track tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but Jib's gonna get a little.
You're fucking coming.
Alright, so we're getting a little track session in tomorrow. And basically, we don't want to get all the way up in New Hampshire. I mean, it's only like, what is it, like 40 minutes away total if you're driving normal. So we'd rather not break it all the way up there. So we're gonna test it a couple hits. We're gonna show one for you guys and then see what happens. It actually, believe it or not, right after this post here, it turns into Mexico. So we're good to go.
Oh, perfect.
Bring it to a stop right here. Now take a deep breath. Everyone cross your fingers and just send it. Way too much dump. This is why we're testing. So we're gonna bang a Yui and we're gonna do it again. Slip the clutch. Pretend you're on your street bike. How about that? Stop it and then bring it to a complete stop. Slip it. All right, take it down. That was 90. Okay, all right. Okay, so this thing's a rip job, but we might have to throw in some anti-lag. It's not making enough boost on the launch. So either we need more boost, aka anti-lag,
Yep.
or we need to launch it at a higher RPM where we do have some boost, or just enough RPM to kind of limp us out of that, low boost range.
I agree.
We could really do it either way.
Put it up to 48.
This is why the DSG, we don't have these problems. We just kind of put our foot on the brake, we put our foot on the gas, we let go of the brake, and we're off. Oh, we're already 60 miles an hour. We don't have those problems. But for our standard guys here,
It's a little bit more of a
chore. What did you put it up to, 4,800? Again, make sure it's at a full stop. That's the key. And slip the clutch. Don't be scared. Wide open that throttle. Okay, all right. Jib's happy. That worked pretty well. It's just seat time. That's all it is. And we got one down.
That was my first time launching a fucking 400
I think
wheel
we're good for one more in this little straightaway, but just don't carry it out. Dude, I literally launch here all the time.
That's like a person pulled on this side. Like, you wouldn't fucking pull up right in front of me.
Alright. Maybe you're right. But regardless, I think we got some good footage there for you guys, so alright, maybe we should shut it down, right?
Yeah, shut down.
Alright.
Time to get some
You'll see it when
fucking
we're taking the head off.